Rachel Zegler just watched her $270 million fairy tale go up in flames, and now even Jack Black is stepping into the mess.
Snow White has taken another hit to its ratings, sliding from an already terrible 2.5 on IMDb to a humiliating 1.7 out of 10.
The Snow White remake didn't just bomb, it vanished. With empty theaters and vanishing box office numbers, execs are panicking, and critics, they're calling out Zegler by name.
Snow White, of course, famously played by the insufferable girl boss narcissist who's clinical at this point.
The backlash got so brutal, even Tenacious D himself had to speak up. Jack Black couldn't stay quiet any longer.
It's crazy how much of a disaster the live-action Snow White movie is.
You ever wonder what happens when you mix hot lava and chicken?
Weird.
This isn't just a box office flop, it's a full-blown Hollywood reality check. And Jack Black, he's got some thoughts. Let's break it down. This was supposed to be Disney's big comeback, a modern fairy tale wearing a $270 million crown. But instead of magic, we got this. One of 2025's most awkward public moments, Rachel Zegler clapping for herself in a nearly empty theater. Her friend Isla Mason streamed the whole thing on Instagram, instantly giving Snow White's box office nightmare a face. But the cringe didn't stop at social media. It hit the finances hard. Disney sunk a staggering $270 million into this remake, more than Mirror Mirror and Snow White and The Huntsman combined. And yet, with no jaw-dropping visuals or cutting-edge effects, fans and insiders had one burning question. Where did the money go?
Let's hear the box office numbers. The Minecraft movie made $60 million on Saturday. Snow White made $2.
Initial projections were hopeful. Snow White was supposed to rescue the sluggish March box office with at least $100 million globally on opening weekend. But behind the scenes, some insiders whispered a harsher truth. The film needed a staggering $700 million just to break even.
Another nearly $60 million. Snow White made $1.5 million. Oh, good.
Instead, it plummeted straight into the lava. Opening weekend brought in just $43 million domestic, followed by a brutal 66% drop in its second weekend. As of April 11th, the global total limped to $171 million, nowhere near that break-even point. But no stat hit harder than the viral Instagram story. Zegler and her friends tried to play it cool, hopping on the 2 tickets, please trend while clutching branded Snow White merch in a theater so empty it echoed. A box office bomb with a side of secondhand embarrassment.
Please.
For which movie?
It was meant to be Disney's big comeback. Instead, it turned into a $270 million meme, a public symbol of everything going wrong behind the curtain. The flop was so loud, it even hit the pause button on future remakes, including Disney's upcoming live-action Tangled. Not a coincidence.
Got ratioed online, make the clock reverse, the classics were just fine.
And as Rachel Zegler clapped for herself in that silent theater, the internet clapped back even louder. If Snow White limped into theaters, Minecraft charged in, wielding a diamond sword.
If they get their way, this world will wither and die. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry.
April 2025 was supposed to be Disney's month. Instead, it turned into a massacre as Warner Brothers' Minecraft, the movie bulldozed Snow White into oblivion. Within just 7 days, Minecraft crossed $200 million in the US alone. Meanwhile, Snow White sank to 4th place, earning a mere $5.9 million and losing screens by the hour. So why did Blocky Steve beat Disney's billion-dollar princess?
It is encouraging to see a movie decided to do the opposite of Snow White. It is non-political. The Minecraft movie does not try to beat you and box you about the ears with a message. It is just silly fun for kids, which is what a kids' movie should be.
Minecraft brought chaos, nostalgia, and an unapologetic good time. Gen Z and young millennials showed up in droves. 75% of ticket sales came from Minecraft's core audience. Meanwhile, Snow White came bundled with a lecture. Zegler's viral quote calling the original film weird, the missing dwarfs, and the infamous magical companions controversy left the internet shaking its head. The audience wasn't buying it. Ultimately, this box office bloodbath boiled down to one simple truth. Audiences are tired of being lectured by their entertainment. As one fan bluntly put it, Snow White brought a feminist monologue, Minecraft brought fun, and in 2025's cinematic landscape, fun won by a landslide. Snow White built Disney in 1937. In 2025, she got bodied by a literal block man. And just to twist the knife, that same block man is played by none other than Jack Black, who's now roasting Disney's legacy with every pixelated punchline.
You ever wonder what happens when you mix hot lava and chicken?
Weird.
This wasn't just a box office loss, it was a symbolic wipeout. Audiences didn't want princess politics. They wanted pickaxes, chaos, and Steve screaming into the void. The message for moviegoers was brutal but clear. Stop preaching, start entertaining. And in that showdown, Minecraft didn't just win, it speedrun Snow White into cultural extinction.
They want me to fight the chicken? Chicken jockey!
Rachel Zegler wasn't just the star of Snow White, she was the face of Disney's Big Bet, a $270 million revival fueled by progressive storytelling and Gen Z appeal. But that bet, it blew up in their face. Zegler's PR collapse wasn't just a misstep. It was a public implosion, one viral moment at a time. It all started with a few interviews and a whole lot of weird.
I mean, you know, the original cartoon came out in 1937, and very evidently so. There's a big focus on her love story with a guy who literally stalks her. Yeah. Weird.
That clip spread like wildfire. Fans accused Zegler of trashing the very story that made her famous. Memes exploded across the internet, calling her tone-deaf, arrogant, and even the real villain of Snow White. Things snowballed fast. Clips of Zegler bashing the original story were compiled into viral compilations, and MemeDroid, Reddit, and TikTok lit up with posts mocking her interviews.
All these studios stop letting their actors loose. I mean, honestly, just shut your actors up.
Snow White and how it totally imploded at the box office this weekend. It was so delicious.
Suddenly, Zegler wasn't trending as a rising star, she was trending as a warning sign. Then came the politics. While promoting Snow White, she posted Free Palestine, a move that immediately ignited controversy, especially since her co-star, Gal Gadot, is Israeli. The backlash escalated quickly. Zegler received threats and Disney had to hire private security for her family. As if that wasn't enough, she followed up with a post saying, "F Donald Trump. May Trump supporters never know peace." That sealed it. Zegler had alienated half the country, and Disney executives were now in full panic mode. By the time Snow White hit theaters, the damage was done. Even producer Jonah Platt, son of Snow White's executive producer, called her out publicly, blaming her for damaging the film's box office.
Yeah, my dad, the producer of the enormous piece of Disney IP with hundreds of millions of dollars on the line, had to leave his family to fly across the country to reprimand his 20-year-old employee for dragging her personal politics.
Behind the scenes, she was reportedly dropped from multiple projects. As one Hollywood insider put it, nobody wants to hire someone who brings more drama than ticket sales. And then came the roast heard round the internet.
Insufferable girl boss narcissist who's clinical at this point, saying that audiences will always line up to see her no matter what she does.
Social media quickly edited Benny's roast into a metaphor for her entire PR collapse. The caption said it all. Rachel brought cracks and flaws. Benny brought lava. Rachel Zegler didn't just burn bridges, she scorched them into oblivion. If you thought Snow White only flopped at the box office, wait until you hear what went down behind the scenes. While audiences were ghosting the theaters, Things were getting frosty between Disney's leading ladies. The 97th Academy Awards should have been a celebration, but instead it became a masterclass in side-eye.
Visual effects push the boundaries of what we see on screen.
Their work makes the impossible seem possible.
With breathtaking ambition, they create magic that wraps its arms around our wildest imagination.
At the 97th Academy Awards, Rachel Zegler and Gal Gadot stood side by side to present an award, but the tension was palpable. Barely any eye contact, stiff smiles. It was clear they didn't want to present together. Twitter was quick to notice. Just days later, Zegler hosted a tribute to the Snow White cast and crew, but there was one glaring omission: Gadot. In her heartfelt Instagram post, Zegler thanked everyone except Gadot, fueling speculation that their relationship was strained. Sources claimed the two had little in common, with a significant age gap and differing political views. While Gadot was said to be fine with Zegler professionally, they were far from friends. At press events, the icy vibes continued, with the stars often avoiding interaction. Insiders revealed that Gadot found Zegler's social media antics reckless, especially her political posts, which she believed brought unnecessary heat to the cast and studio. Meanwhile, Zegler reportedly blamed Gadot for the film's troubled press, including awkward interviews and bad press moments.
Snow White's the movie that made Disney, the studio. They should have been more cautious and careful with their own IP. The billion-dollar IP. The Disney Snow White, faithfully adapted, would have made $1 billion.